fantasy football. That's what I have to say. You know who's in my league calling me every goddamn day for asking for a trade is Josh Hart. He's the kind of guy that sends you a trade request like, yo, I'll trade you DeAndre Swift for
Jameer Gibbs and
Devon Achane. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'll decline it, and he'll be like, yo, I'll throw in RJ Harvey. Like some rookie scat back.
That's funny. That's funny. That's just not knowing.
Welcome back to another episode of Why is Draymond Green Talking About Football with me, Jordan Schultz, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. We've got a great show planned for today. We're joined by Steelers wide receiver Calvin Austin III, a standout and a star in the making. He'll be joining us later, so you'll want to stick around for that. Draymond, before I get into anything, want to ask you about China. And I saw not only was it a work trip, but you had your family with you.
I did. Man, China was incredible.
Really?
Like, I took my wife went, my youngest two girls went, my 5-year-old and soon to be 2-year-old. And when I say 5-year-old, I say that with a great pleasure. We celebrated her 5th birthday in China, which was in Shanghai, which was absolutely amazing. My girls absolutely loved it. And like their mom, they are true champs. Like they handled the travel well. They handled the jet lag well.
Trip.
They just flipped time zones like nobody's tomorrow. And they were absolutely incredible. They were really our host, Olive, they were really gracious, and they threw her a little Labubu birthday party. So she loves Labubus, which was absolutely incredible. I just like I told them when we were over there, like my daughter now will always remember her 5th birthday, and the experience that she had, like it's just not something that I could have provided if we were here at home. And so the trip was amazing. They welcomed us with open arms. We tried a bunch of different food. I tried this duck head. You ever had duck head?
Well, you know I'm a vegetarian, dog.
Oh, yeah. But you ain't been a vegetarian your whole life.
Since I was 6.
Jesus, I didn't know it was that long.
Although, to be fair, I do eat fish now. So I'm actually a pescatarian. But China is known to have...
What a duck isn't fish.
Yeah, but China is known to eat, like, they eat everything there. I'm not surprised you ate duck head. What was that like? That must have been
the duck head, and it was spicy as hell. And I love spicy. I love spicy food.
Gnarly.
We were in Suzhou. They are known for like their spicy food, and it's not like jalapeno spicy. It's like a different type of spicy. But we had duck head, and the thing about the duck head is like you got to get in between to kind of get the meat out. But it was really good. It was a great experience. I can't wait to go back. That was my 7th, either my 7th or 8th time to China. I haven't quite, because I feel like I'm missing one. But when I tell you the experience that we had, the fun that we had, like I've been to China before. I actually told this to some of the Chinese people that we were with. Like, I wasn't always able to like accept the culture and understand, and so there would be times where before I went and like I'm counting the days to go home. And I looked up Sunday morning, I was just looking at our itinerary for the day, and I was like, wait, we leave tomorrow. No, I'm not really ready to leave.
You weren't ready. You're only there for 4 days.
Exactly, and I wish it was more like 10 days, but we had a great time, incredible trip. I mean, what more can I say? Being a kid from Saginaw,
right,
on the side of a building, in the barn. Like I was talking to my wife when that happened. I said, I'm sitting there, I couldn't believe it, and and my wife said something to me very interesting. She said, "It's funny because technology is always changing." And so to even think like, oh, you can be featured on the side of a building is crazy. But she also said to me, she was saying like, when you were growing up, obviously you wanted to make it to the NBA. But like being featured on the side of a building in the barn at, was something like you didn't grow up saying, man, I want to be on a building in China. Like that, those are just things that you never even
Yeah.
think to like ask
That's a
for,
byproduct.
Yeah. And I am extremely grateful. What an incredible trip. And I'll tell you what, we will for sure be back next year. It was absolutely amazing.
I don't even know what to follow it. Wow. What was the kids' reaction when they saw you on the billboard?
My 5-year-old, she started jumping. But we
She
were about
freaked
to
out.
take a picture. So she got it together really quick. My 23-month she's 20.
No,
She'll
she
be
didn't.
23
That's
months
probably
next in 2 weeks.
yeah.
She goes, Daddy,
Oh,
Daddy, like, Daddy.
how precious.
And so it was, I mean, wow. I like it brought me to tears. So when we first saw it, we went to like this, we went to a building where they had like an observation deck, and you can see it from the observation deck. And we were doing some content things with it and stuff like that. So I really couldn't feel it. Like I couldn't quite take the moment all in. And then afterwards, we went back to the room. And when we went to the room from our hotel room, you could see the river, you could see the bund, you could see all of the buildings. And I saw it from the room, and I was just standing there by myself, looking out the window. My wife was in the other room packing our bag, and I was standing there by myself, looking out the window, and like tears started coming down my eyes. And because in that moment was where I was really able to take it all in, and like, wow. And as you can see and right after that is when I put on my Instagram caption, Mama, we made it. Like, I just was sitting there, I couldn't believe it. Like, kid from Saginaw, Michigan, we're in Shanghai, China. Like, wow. I mean, it's almost bringing tears to my eyes even thinking about it right now. It's just something that I could have never imagined happening for me.
And to share it with your kids, to share it with your
Absolutely.
girls. Wow.
Absolutely.
Your wife.
And I'm working on my Mandarin.
That's the hardest language. They got 27 alphabets, right?
Exactly. And
I mean, it's impossible to learn that language.
I'm gonna completely butcher the name. So to my Chinese friends, I apologize, but it is the Baluyan building. I'm completely butchering the name. I'm working on my Mandarin, but what an amazing experience! And I was the first NBA player to ever be featured on that building. Like,
wow. Because the
Unreal.
NBA, as you know, and maybe our listeners do or don't, is massive in Asia, especially in China. So
Absolutely.
that's a big freaking deal, bro.
Absolutely.
Wow. Dude,
like
I'm so happy
I'm almost
for you.
in tears again. Like,
Wow.
it's like one of them, like, man, I'm pinching myself and I look back up and like, oh no, it is me. It's still there. Like, wow. I couldn't believe it. What a trip.
Wow. I hate to spoil the good vibes, but last week on this very show, I believe you said Caleb Williams is not it. And you questioned whether
he's the number one pick. He should have a good game.
All right, he had 300 yards and 4 tugs.
That's beautiful. Is he leading you to
Well, I don't know if he's leading you to Super Bowl in year 2, but
he's not leading you to Super Bowl in year 10 either.
So I want to push back on Caleb because last week I didn't push back really. I just listened.
It's
I've been
easy
thinking
to
about
push
this
back
a lot.
after the guy have a good game.
That's true. I am a front runner.
Go for it, though.
This.
Push back. I know winners when I see one, Jordan. As a winner, I know winners when I see one.
Okay, so wait. You asked, does Caleb really get mad or lament on the fact that, I had a bad game and now am I going to go watch tape? And honestly, I don't know, but I can tell you that was the best he's looked in a year plus. And I know Dallas's defense has struggled, but when I watch him in that game, I think to myself, that guy has as much talent as almost anyone, or maybe anyone. He is freakishly gifted.
For
And
sure,
if he
he's a
could put it
talented
together,
loser.
well, if he could put it together, why can't he lead Chicago? Maybe it's not right now, but they certainly have some pieces around him, and you see the connection he already has with Odunze and building with Burden.
Listen,
What?
here's why I think, Jordan. Here's what I think. Yes, he's freakishly talented. We all know that, which is why he's a Heisman winner, which is why he's #1 pick in the draft. I think we all know he's a freakish talent. Like, I don't disagree with that one bit. I would never come on this show and say, I can't believe y'all thought Caleb Williams was talented. We all think Caleb Williams is talented. We all think Caleb Williams can use his feet. We all think Caleb Williams can make any throw. We all believe that. But when it comes to winning, by the way, they were never really threatened in that game. You know, so in a game where you're playing against the terrible Dallas Cowboys, I don't get off on, oh man, you had a great game when everything was going right. Everybody can have a great game at the levels that we are at, whether that's in the NBA, whether that's in the NFL. Everybody can have a great game when it's going right. But when it's going wrong, what do you do? And when it's going wrong, he never stands up. He's never the guy to rally the troops and say, everything's going wrong. This is only his second year, but we can go back to USC. We can go back to Oklahoma. You've never heard anyone say, Caleb Williams said X, Y, and Z to rally us, and then we were able to bounce back and then move forward and get the win. You've never heard those types of things. So when I speak on Caleb Williams, I'm not, by the way, just so we're clear, I want to see him do well. I want him to be great. Like, go do incredible. Like, I'm rooting for a young black quarterback in the NFL that was the #1 pick. I'm absolutely rooting for him. But when USC season was going to shit, he didn't write the shit. You just start hearing more and more bull things. When Chicago's season was going to shit last year and they were losing close games, he didn't write the shit. You just start hearing more things. And so my thing when it comes to Caleb Williams isn't that he can't make every throw. He can, of course, make every throw. That he's not talented. He's, of course, as talented as they come. But when it's going bad and winning isn't quite that easy, and now you got to go make when it happen, he has not shown that he's the guy to fix that. And when you're talking great quarterbacks have to rally the troops and say, we're doing this now. Oh, we're down 2 touchdowns with 6 minutes to go. We're down 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go. We can still win this game. We didn't see that at Oklahoma. We didn't see that at USC, and we still have not seen that in Chicago.
Okay, as someone who I believe is a great leader, is that a learned skill? Is that something that you can develop as you get older and have more life experience, not just game experience?
You can definitely become a better leader, no question. There's always the whole conversation of our leaders born, our leaders made, right? Like there's always that conversation. And if you ask me, I think both can be true. Like, I played for Tom Izzo, and I think my mom used to tell me when I was a kid, be a leader, be a leader. She saw anything that went wrong in my life, be a leader, stop being a follower. And I never understood it at that age. And then as I started to grow, I started to notice leadership qualities that I had. And then people was like, man, you have great leadership qualities. However, when I got to Michigan State, I still had to learn how to be a great leader. And having a great leader like Travis Walton, and having a great leader who's leading all of us like Tom Izzo, I was able to learn more leadership qualities and become a better leader. And so, can you learn leadership things? Yes. And the reason I say that is because when I look at Steph Curry, although I believe Steph is a natural-born leader, he's just not outspoken. But he became more outspoken as we've gone through our journey. He's become a better leader as we've gone through our journey. And not that he wasn't always a great leader, because he's a great leader of people. But I saw him working on that and making a concerted effort to continue to get better and better and better and become a better leader. And so what I will say about to answer your question specifically, no, I don't think everybody has the trait. I think some people have the trait, but it is also a skill, and any skill can be learned.
Great answer. Great answer. Can Jerry Jones learn that he made a mistake? The Cowboys host the Packers on Sunday Night Football, and if you don't think Micah Parsons going for 2-3 sacks and 7 pressures, you got another thing coming. That is going to be must see TV.
Well, I think what we know about Jerry is Jerry will never
going to change. Never going to change. Never going to admit he was wrong.
And so, will Jerry learn that he made a mistake? I think Jerry himself has learned he's made a million mistakes. Will Jerry admit to us that he made a mistake? Never. And in turn, his franchise, albeit maybe the most valuable franchise in the NFL, will not be able to figure it out under him again. And it just won't happen because I don't think he does a great job in leading a football team. What you've done on the business side is incredible, but that don't excuse what you've done on the football side of things. And so Sunday night, Packers versus Cowboys, get your popcorn ready. By the way, Packers let one get away the other day. I mean, I can't believe they let that game get away. But Sunday night, I think Micah Parsons and the Green Bay Packers is about to have a field day and toy around with the Dallas Cowboys. No questions asked. Dallas defense is complete dog. And
the coordinator, speaking of Chicago, he was awful in Chicago as the head coach, Matt Eberflus. Awful.
Yes, he was. Yes,
and Dallas brings him in, and to be fair, they traded Parsons. That doesn't help. But
no, it doesn't.
Man, really.
I mean, listen. Here's the thing, though, and here's why I will give Matt a little grace. You're building up your entire scheme with the mindset that you got Micah Parsons on your team. And then right before week 1, he gets traded. But your entire defensive package included Micah Parsons. Not like oh, man, this guy's a good defensive end. He's going to get us 6 or 7 sacks. Like, that's incredible to get 6 or 7 sacks. But this is Micah Parsons. And so Micah Parsons, Von Miller, when Von Miller was with the Denver Broncos, Von Miller can control an entire game from the defensive end position. And although Peyton at that time wasn't Peyton of old, they were still able to go on and win a Super Bowl, in large part
the defense
to Von Miller. And so that's Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
And so Matt Eberflus, I expected him to be a better defensive coordinator than he's shown, but it's hard to say a guy who you have one of the premier guys, and when I say one of, I mean like one of 2, one of 3 premier guys in the NFL, and then right before week 1, he's just gone. Like, I can't imagine that that's easy to come back from. So I'm going to give him a little bit of grace because you remove Steph Curry, from the Golden State Warriors, this is a different team. Like, if you remove me defensively from our defense looks different. The defense looks completely different. You remove Wemby off the Spurs, the defense looks completely different. And so you go and remove Micah Parsons, I'm giving him grace because that had to be a big part of his defensive game plan.
Yeah.
You think when you can only rush forward with Micah Parsons, now you need to dial up more blitzes to get pressure. Like, there's so many things that it changes. All of a sudden, there's no pressure on him. Trayvon Diggs, who's coming back from an ACL injury, could use that pressure that Micah Parsons provide, right? So there's just so many other pieces that has to be shifted around and do different things when you do something like that. So I think Dallas' defense is more of a Jerry issue than what Matt Eberflus has done.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we aren't done talking about Micah Parsons this season, but now we are very excited to move on to another special young player. Our guest this week, Calvin Austin III. First, a quick word from our friends at Fanatics. Hey guys, I wanted to tell you one last time about Fanatic Sportsbook offer for new customers the game day guarantee, which is still available for the next 10 days. Fanatics is giving new customers up to $100 back and fan cash if your football bet loses. Guaranteed. We're talking about college or pro, day, night, or weekend. And on top of that, new customers can also bet $10 to get $100 in fan cash. If you're betting with Fanatic Sportsbook, you're either winning or winning money back in fan cash. Your old sportsbook, they're out for the season.
Winning hits different here.
Go check it out yourself. Download the app, Fanatic Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. It must be 21 plus. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatic Sportsbook app. Hashtag Fanatic Sportsbook Partner. Want to welcome in Calvin Austin to the program. Has had an awesome start to the season. Calvin, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention to you that the man next to me in this graphic, Draymond Green, is the biggest Steeler fan I know. Delusional. Every year says Super Bowl. But this year it feels like it might be different.
I was about to say, that don't sound like he's delusional to me. That's what I'm saying.
Hello?
It sounds
Every
like he's
year-
right on track.
Every year he picks y'all, but this year it feels like it might be it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's in the right place. I mean, you look at it. Got the quarterback, defense, you know what I'm saying? Everything is lining up. So, hey.
Listen, number one, Jordan, when Calvin logged on, I fanned out. Immediately fanned out. As I told him, I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So when the text came through that Calvin Austin III was coming on the show, I was getting a haircut. I said, "Oh shit!"
Draymond, you gotta realize, for me, that's crazy to hear that coming from you. So that's much respect to you. I'm a big fan of yours. So that just mean the world to me for sure.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I obviously don't watch you. I'm a football fan in general, so I watch college football. I saw the things that you were doing at Memphis, and then we were lucky enough. The other teams was lucky enough to let you fall in the draft.
Yep.
And, the Steelers, we were lucky enough to get you. And you've been producing ever since you came into the league. But I think my first question to you would be, 2 years in the league, different quarterbacks, and now third year, Aaron Rodgers, the legend, one of the GOATs of the position ever. Like, what's it been like making that adjustment, but having a great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers leading the offense?
You know, it's been a lot of learning, but definitely something that, like, I wouldn't trade for the world. I mean, obviously, like you said, he's a he's a first ballot gold jacket guy. So just the knowledge that he's brought to the entire team is something that, like, we've all learned from. I mean, he's got experiences like one thing that stood out to me is like how much he knows about the run game blocking and stuff. So I'm like, he's in meetings and stuff talking about, okay, guard, what you doing here? Tackle, what you doing here? And I'm just like, I'm like, that's something that to me, I'm like, he got a whole grasp of not, of course, what the receivers and tight end and stuff doing, but when he was talking about the O-line and their steps, their tracks and stuff, I was like, yeah, his mind is just, it's different when it comes to football.
That's insane, man.
Really?
That's
So
insane.
Aaron Rodgers is not only one of the great throwers we've ever seen, but you feel like he's like a football savant. Is that safe to say?
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. And that's one thing I learned, because, like, obviously when we threw with him over the summer, like, obviously his arm, his release, how he can just throw from different platforms and angles, like, obviously that stands out. But then, like, how he was just like, obviously I grew up watching him, so, like, I'm recalling stuff from games, and, like, he was like, oh yeah, we did this play, we worked on it and walked through and said we were gonna do this if this comes up. And, like, his mind, you can just tell, like, with football and stuff, like, it just, like, comes so natural and stuff. And, like, he has that, like, sixth sense when it comes to football. It's really crazy to see.
That's impressive. I was watching the Lions game before we logged on, and the Lions kicker, the punter, made an incredible tackle to save a touchdown.
Yeah.
What is it like as a punt returner when you go down by the punter and not get the touchdown? How is it in the locker room
Oh,
after that?
Oh, you know you gonna hear it from the guys. You know you gonna hear it. Like you could just have sparked a big return, got the crowd going, but you already know when you get tackled, you like, my boy's finna get on me when I get back to the locker room. You already know how that is, but nah, that's something that's one where you get past that second line, it's just you and the punter. It's like, come on now, you gotta get in that box somehow. Got to.
Yeah.
wait a second. I have a question. Oh, my follow to that, Calvin, would be when the punt. I've always wanted to ask a great punt returner this: when the punt's swirling in the air and it's windy,
Yep.
is that the hardest thing to do? Is catch a punt in those conditions, especially when the wind's swirling?
Yeah, most definitely. That's like one thing I would say is probably one of the hardest things to do in football, just from a standpoint of from already, even if it's no wind and stuff, punters have different type of punts they kick. They got ones where they can go end over end, they can kick a spiral, make it turn over, and that's when it drops down with extreme speed. They can do a, a knuckleball where there's no
Knuckle.
spin and you don't get a read on it. So when you get that, that's already enough. So then you factor in wind and stuff, conditions. And, you know, obviously we in Pittsburgh, so you gonna get the snow and stuff for sure. So you got to factor in all of that. And so sometimes it's about obviously when it comes down to it, it's about decision making. And so if you're a punt returner, your coach got to have a lot of trust in you just from a decision making standpoint, because that's all it is back there. You got to know, you know, because sometimes if the punter either kicks it bad or maybe kicks it great, you sometimes gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about knowing when to be aggressive, knowing when to knowing. It's just about knowing the game situation and when it's your time to make a play. So at the end of the day, it just comes down to just pure decision making.
Can I follow really quick, Dre?
Of
Sorry,
course.
because people always yell at the punt returner if it's
For
not
not
a
getting
perfect
it,
catch.
yeah.
But the punters, certain punters are. So you're saying certain punters have different spins, almost like facing a different pitcher
Yes,
in baseball, where
no, it's
you have
exactly like
right.
It's exactly
See?
like that, and that's the thing. Because I talked to our punter a lot, and his name is Corliss Waiting, and one of the best punters in the league, left-footed too. So when you get not a lot of punters are left-footed, and that spin comes down different too. So that's another component. But I've been finding myself this year talking to him a lot, just about what the other punter may be thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because it's based on field position too. You get toward the 50, you're more in a pooch punch situation, you're backed up, then that's when the punter may try to, you know, hit that spiral and get the wind behind it and try to make it sail over your head. And so that's why I've been trying to talk to him a lot more, just to try to get a better jump on the ball. I love that.
I have a question. So I'm a big fan of the sport, obviously, as I've said, and you know, coming through, going to college at Michigan State. Oftentimes, you see like the best wide receiver on the team or the best two wide receivers on the team. They don't do punt return, they don't do kick return, and they're just wide receivers. But then you get to the NFL, and those skills for receivers, unless you're DK Metcalf, unless you're, you know, one of like the top 5 receivers, top 7
Jamar
receivers in the
Chase,
league. Exactly. You Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
You need those skills. What would you say to a guy like yourself that's the top receiver out of university, but yet you go to the league and you need that punt return skill? What would you say to guys that don't want to do special teams in college, but then get to the NFL and it can cost you your livelihood?
You said it can literally cost you. It can be the difference between whether you make a team or not, whether you have a future in the league or not. And it's crazy because like I can look back at college and remember like Coach Norvell, Coach Silverfield telling some of the older guys who were starters at their position in college, like, you need to at least get on special teams. And you know, some of them were kind of feeling like, nah, I'm a little too good for that. You know what I'm saying? Or man, I'll do it when it gets there. And now, since I've been in the league, seeing how our coach Tomlin talks about special teams and how he's like, you know, special teams in the league is where is a difference. You make a big play on special teams, that usually ends up determining whether you win or lose the game. And so I would tell a guy that's in college right now or high school, like special teams can really be like, there's been guys that played 12, 13 years just being a gunner on punt. You know what I'm saying? Matthew Slater. Like there's
Matthew
guys
Slater.
who literally carve out, generational wealth for their families just from playing on special teams. And so I know in college, it's like you sometimes get to feel you too big time for that. But it's like in the league with how much talent is in the league, it's like you got to get it however you can, however it looks. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell a kid, put that pride to the side. Like put that to the side and just get on the field. Because if you a football player, and you're going to make plays wherever you at.
That is such a great point, because I have had so many executives, coaches say, good player but doesn't play teams. I'd rather have the player that maybe isn't as talented, but he plays teams.
Yep.
That's the difference. That is such a good point.
Yep.
Calvin, to that point as well, you walked on at Memphis, right?
Yep. Walked on.
So
that's crazy.
Well, that is crazy. That is crazy. Did you have any legit FBS offers coming out, or was it just FCS, like 1AA?
It was like FCS, you know what I'm saying, like the partials and all that. So no,
Partial,
didn't
like,
have one.
Right.
And that's why I was like, it's crazy too, because like I went to all the Memphis camps and everything, had a good relationship with the coaches and stuff. But the whole size factor came up. But one thing about it, when I talked to Coach Norvell, me and my parents, when we sat down and talked with him about, being a walk-on, he was like, I'm gonna give Calvin every opportunity to, work and show that, you know what I'm saying, he can be a guy. And like he was a man of his word. It took 2 years, but at the end of the day, I have to say, when I came in, I wasn't ready. I kind of had a big head coming out of high school. And so I was like, that's when I really had to, lock in and work for real. Me, Kyle, and some of my boys that I lived with and that was on the team, like we really was hitting the jugs, doing extra and stuff. And so that's when I ended up 2019, 3 years in the college, getting that opportunity and, just took that and ran with it.
That's incredible. And speaking of Memphis as a program, a school that sometimes heavily favors basketball. And then you get drafted to the Pittsburgh Steelers. There is no professional basketball team. It's the Steelers, and the Steelers again.
The Penguins.
And obviously everybody love the Penguins as well.
The Pirates,
but,
dog.
The Steelers are first, second, and third.
It's a football
in
town.
Pittsburgh.
It's a football town.
Yep.
No question. What's
question.
it like going to a city like that where you kind of shared the glory, with Memphis University basketball team, and now, University of Memphis basketball team, and now you go to a city where everybody loves the Steelers. You walk outside, it's a totally different thing. People talk about football players having on the helmet. The helmet don't matter in Pittsburgh. Everybody know who you are.
Yeah.
What's it been like being thrusted into a culture like that?
Yeah, like you said, Memphis, the city of Memphis, like just keeping it real, is a basketball city. You know what I'm saying? Like bread and butter is basketball. But obviously the football team over the last 10 years, as we've been continuing to get better and better, the city done embraced us just as much. But like you said, coming here, it was different. Just cause like it's like the week revolves around Steelers football on Sunday. Like you can kind of feel like just the whole city, just like as the week go on and we got a home game, like it's like it's building for that one moment. And then like the city, obviously on Sundays, it's like it shuts down. It feels like everybody is either at the stadium or just watching the game. And when win or lose, the vibe is kind of, you can just feel it just driving around. But no, that's probably been one of the coolest and like best experiences about being drafted to Pittsburgh is just the entire city embraces you. Like obviously our fans are very passionate, so obviously you're gonna get some good, but you're gonna get some bad too. But I feel like all of that is just it's a part of the game, and I would say I would rather want that than being in a city where the focus isn't it's just a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Like in this city, that's one of the coolest things is like, wherever you go, like everybody you meet is gonna be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Like they may have other sports they like this and that, but they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm a Steelers fan because my great grandparents were Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a real tradition and like a family thing. And so like that's probably been the coolest thing.
Calvin, you have such a great personality, but when I watch you on the field, I see like fearless.
There's a switch come on.
Yeah, what? And you're in the middle on scuffles. You kind of turn into Draymond.
You gotta bring that intensity.
So when does this switch happen on a Sunday? Is it like when you wake up in the morning, or when you step on the field, or somewhere in between?
It's just really who I am. Like anytime I get a competitive scenario, like that's when that's when the best of me is coming out, like in a competitive scenario. And so, like I'm not gonna lie though too. Like obviously when I get like getting warmed up, step on the field, and just really waking up for that day, I think about all the like everything and how I got to be able to get to this point. Like you said, I think about being a walk-on. I think about things some coaches said to me when I was getting recruited and on how I was too small or how I was gonna be Division III and things other little people have said along the way. And like, I kind of put all that in my mind and just when I get out in the field, I just always feel like I'm like, I gotta show them. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe me yet. You know what I'm saying? That's just my mindset, whether they do or not. And so it's like, and then also my family and stuff doing it, knowing how much they support me and stuff, knowing they watching my little sisters, my big sister and everything. Like those are the people when I'm on the field. I'm like I don't know. I just have that edge about me every time I step on the field. But I feel like being a guy at my size and being in the NFL. I mean, you gotta have an edge about yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a dog eat dog world out there. So it's just about getting it however you can.
Calvin? Are you 5'7", 160, 165?
Yeah, 165. Yep.
The 5 pounds matter, Jordan.
Yeah, give me that now.
Well, it's like Draymond saying he's 6'7", he's like 6'5".
Look at you. See, there we go. I told you,
There,
Calvin. I told you it's only a matter of time.
I always
before he starts
Calvin, he still thinks he can beat me in a shooting contest.
There you go.
Draymond.
I'm
Draymond's a lot of things.
My money on Dre. My money on Dre.
He a lot of things. He a lot of things. He not a bucket though.
Look, his is too. Hey Jordan, don't let this NBA fool you now.
Yeah.
No, don't let. I got
Tell
to the
him now.
NBA because I was a bucket. Don't let it fool you.
You were a bucket. You were a bucket.
Don't let it fool you. Now the bag still run deep.
It's still there. It's still there.
The bag still
Draymond,
run
you
deep.
ain't not no bag.
Okay, listen.
You got less bag than Giannis.
Giannis is
Giannis,
first ballot Hall of Famer, Jordan.
I know,
what?
but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
That's not a
NBA.
shot, huh? That's not a diss. That's not a diss.
Thank you. Thank you.
See, I should have known that black and yellow stick together.
Hey, got
Thank
to.
you. Hey, but playing for a legendary coach like Coach Tomlin, who speaking of first ballot Hall of Famers, will definitely have on a gold jacket. What's it been like? Because what I respect is obviously great coach, but I respect the man. What's it been like having a coach like Coach T?
Man, it's been something that's truly special. Like, I find myself sometimes in meetings just like writing down some things he says, and like half the time it's not even about football. It's just even like a life reference. That's like obviously when I got the call on draft day, hearing his voice, I'm like, dang, like this Coach T, a legendary coach. But then going there, meeting him, seeing how he is on the field, on and off the field, that's to me when I was like, okay, yeah, he real. You know what I'm saying? The transparency is something that I think, I think that, not even just people on the team who would play for the Steelers, but people around the league who just know Coach T kind of just respect him just because of how honest he is. And one thing is like he's not gonna. You're never going to be caught off guard or caught by surprise. He's going to let that up front. And one of the biggest things for me was when I had my injury my rookie year, like that night when it happened, we had a little team event and he told me to get there a little early and he just talked to me one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I know he don't owe me any explanation or anything. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that was something where I was like, I recognized he didn't have to do that. And that's why you see just whenever you hear a lot of people talk about Coach T, who done played for him or just met him, they always talk in high regards. And I can see that just because of, like I said, in that moment, just how he treated me.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Exactly who he appears to be.
Yep,
to the
exactly
outside.
who. Yep.
That's fire.
Isn't that all a player wants is
Oh, yeah.
that your coach is predictable, right? That you don't have to worry about him being 2 up or 2 down or somewhere. Like you want consistency, right? And then you want them to buy into you as a person.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you don't want to win a game and your coach come in, the team meeting the next day, like throwing the party, and then when y'all lose, he come in, either head down or mad or something like that. Like, that's one thing about like, Coach, he gonna stay right here. You know what I'm saying? Stay right here. And like I said, as a player, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't really ask for too much from a coach, but just to be honest with you, and like you said, respect you as a player and as a man. And he does those things. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, he earns, that's why we go out there and we fight for each other and for him each and every Sunday. And so this whole journey being coached by Coach T is something that, like, I definitely don't take for granted, like, not one day.
No, most definitely. We love a good list. We don't want to hold you too long, but love a good list. Give me your top 5 fastest guys in the league.
Top 5 fastest guys in the league. Okay. That's a good question. I'm going to go include or excluding myself.
If you
Definitely
are on the list, put yourself on the list.
All right. I'm going to go. I got to go with me. Okay. I'm going to go me, DK, Tyreek. I'm going to go Jameson Williams for the Lions. Jameson Williams, yeah, he can fly. And look, I'm going to give y'all a wild card one. This guy's a Steeler. And I know, and people haven't seen his speed yet, but when he showed, people will be like, okay, Roman Wilson, Michigan. Roman Wilson. He can fly. He can fly. And I'm saying, and like I said, I'm a track guy too, and I know speed. And there may be some other people around the league, of course, but look, Roman Wilson, that dude can move.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
I was the Xavier Worthy, I felt like.
Oh, exactly right. Okay, yeah. Though I say it's some guys I'm for sure excluded. But I gotta go with my dog though. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go with my dog who I see every day.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Of course.
He a Michigan man, so I root for him as a Steeler, but I ain't too fond of the Michigan guy.
I know, man. That one probably cut a little deep. My fault right there.
Michigan, like big brother.
Oh, here he go. Look, tell me what school you went to, Jordan.
I went to a school about this big
Yeah.
called Occidental.
Occidental. Okay.
We have such bad sports that people will say, "Oh, you want to be a dentist?" They don't know. They don't even know what it is.
They don't know about the athletics over there, huh?
No, but I am a bucket. I can score the basketball.
I ain't gonna doubt you. I ain't gonna doubt you.
All right, I got the last one. This is my list that I was hoping Calvin could. Top 5 all-time Steelers.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Because that one is really, really hard.
I like that.
Cool, that is. Okay.
Ooh, that runs deep.
It does.
See, I know I'm gonna exclude some greats.
Of course,
but
it's
okay,
impossible.
Let's go. It's impossible. Okay. One, I'm gonna go Troy Polamalu. I'm gonna go
Fine.
Troy.
Strong start.
2, I'm gonna go Joe Green.
Mean Joe.
Mean Joe. 3, I'm gonna go Big Ben.
Fire.
Yeah.
4, Franco
Absolutely.
Harris.
Fire.
5,
I'm gonna give you who's on my mind just to help you out.
Who's on
No,
your
Jordan,
mind?
he don't want who on your mind.
Oh, he doesn't
on
want-
his
okay,
list.
fine.
Not your list, Jordan.
Number 5. I'm gonna go Mel Blunt.
Jordan, this
DB.
man knows Steeler
Mel
football,
Blunt.
man. He not only just play for the Steelers, he knows Steeler football.
You gotta know
Jordan.
history. Hey,
You
if
don't know
you
Steeler
gotta know
football, Jordan.
I don't
You
know.
don't know
sir.
Steeler football,
I was
Jordan.
gonna
Tell
say.
him, Dre. Tell him, man.
I was gonna say either Bettis or Bradshaw.
Those are
Ain't
two
mad at
seeds.
either one of those.
Those are, yeah. I'm about to say you could put them in wherever too. Like that's why I say with Steelers, so many like so
Or
many.
Lynn
Just
Swan.
let Lynn Swan.
Lynn
Like
Swan.
we could probably
Hines
look. We
Ward.
can name the Hines
You
Ward.
can name
like,
Come on now. You can
Yeah.
keep
Come
going,
on.
Jordan. You
You can
can't do
keep
this with the Seahawks. You can't do
Oh,
this
no,
with the
you can't.
Seahawks.
You
can
can't
do
with
that
the
with
Seahawks.
Pittsburgh.
My
You
hometown team, we don't have that many.
Yeah, I
got
was saying
you.
we got y'all outnumbered right there. We got y'all outnumbered.
No question. No
That's a
question.
hell of a list.
Incredible list. I just want to ask one question, and I know that was supposed to be the last one, but I got to ask you this. I have 3 daughters, and I have 1 son. Can you share with us what it was like growing up with 4 sisters?
Yeah, that's a good question right there, man. It was something. It was super cool, being obviously I got my big sister and then I got three younger sisters. So for one, I'm spoiled, okay? I'm a mama's boy, I'm spoiled, you know what I'm saying? So that was one component of it. But definitely as I've gotten older, it's been super cool. Just I feel like taking over that brother role for them and just, like I always want to protect my sisters, like, you know what I'm saying, do stuff for them and just seeing how they've grown to be incredible young women and everything is just super cool. And so that's been something that I feel like has just helped me as a person, you know what I'm saying? So my sisters are the people, like, I talk to them every day and just seeing how, like, after games, seeing how, like, happy they are and knowing they don't really know nothing about football, but just seeing how happy they are for me and how proud they are to, like, call me their brother, that what makes me, go out there and play every Sunday. Like, knowing that I got that support back home, it means the world.
That's incredible, man.
I
That's
love that.
incredible.
That's the
Listen,
best answer
brother.
of the day.
That was fire. Listen, as a fan, but more importantly, as a supporter of yours, just want to wish you great health on this season. I got the utmost respect for football players and like knowing that you strap a helmet on every day and say, okay, I'm about to go get tackled. Like these guys about to run into me full
You gotta
speed.
you gotta be a little off, huh?
Absolutely. And listen, I played a game of basketball very physically.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I just don't think I could play football every day. So I got the utmost love, utmost respect. I'm wishing you great health this year. And also, as important, go get you a Super Bowl, brother. I'm looking forward to that as well. I will be there.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you. I wish you health and prosperity this season as well. It's been an honor.
Thank you.
Calvin,
Jordan.
great guest, bro. Thank you for coming on.
Nah, I
really
appreciate
you, man. This was
Appreciate
awesome.
y'all, man.
And hell of a start to the season. I know it's only the beginning.
Yes, sir.
Pro Bowl, you're loading up, baby. Watch out.
Yes, sir. Say it again.
You know it.
Thanks again to our awesome guest, Calvin Austin. He crushed it. Really enjoyed having him. Draymond fanned out. Expecting nothing but big things for him moving forward. Of course, it is now time, Draymond, for our picks and parlays brought to you by Fanatic Sportsbook. We'll start things off with our 3-leg parlay for Seattle versus Arizona on Thursday Night Football. All of these lines from Fanatic Sportsbook are current as of our recording on Monday, September 22nd. Arizona is favored by just a half a point. So, Draymond, who do you like in this one?
I like Seattle to win the game. I think Seattle's playing very good football. Sam Darnold looks incredible. Jackson Smith and Jigba looks absolutely amazing.
Smith and Jigba has been one of the premier wide receivers through 3 weeks. I think
No
he's
question.
like 4th right now in Offensive Player of the Year odds. He looks amazing. So go ahead.
He looks incredible. Obviously, they got my Spartan dog, Kenneth Walker III.
Beast.
So I'm definitely taking Seattle in that game. And I've never, Kyler, when things start to go wrong, they usually spiral a bit. He's been playing well, and then last week they didn't look so good. So I'm going to take Seattle. Division game, I think it's a very important game. I'm going to take Seattle in this.
Seattle's coming off 2 really good wins. They won at Pittsburgh, and then they hammered New Orleans at home. And the Arizona comes off a devastating loss. I thought they were going to win that game. They end up losing late to Mac Jones. And that actually leads me to my next to the next leg of our parlay, Marvin Harrison Jr., anytime touchdown scorer. He was really upset with himself. Had a couple drops against the Niners, one of which was tough, really tough. And I think you saw the emotions on his face. He basically said, I have not been good enough. That's my anytime touchdown scorer, plus 175. You also have your Spartan dog, K-Walk. What do they call him? K9. I love that nickname. K9 minus 20. Trey McBride, great tight end, plus 155. Kyler, plus 225. But I like Marvin Harrison, plus 175. I also like Seattle for what it's worth. Can we agree on Marvin?
We can agree on Marvin for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be a standout wide receiver in this league. He's had a rough go, but now the noise is amping up. And usually when the noise amps up, the real ones come through. And I think he's definitely going to be that. And like you said, he was so frustrated with himself that you got to bounce back from the week that he had. And now, here's where I worry a bit. If you're in a great organization, which the Arizona Cardinals are
They're not. No.
They're like, yo, we're coming out. We're favoring this guy. We're because we need to get him going. I don't know that they're going to do that because they're just not a great organization. But I hope that they do that. And so I will definitely roll with you on Marvin Harrison Jr., plus 175 anytime touchdown. I think he's going to come out and have a big week.
Big game, yeah. Yeah, to your point, JSN plus 140. That was the other one I thought about, but I love the odds on Harrison. He's just too good of a player, like you said. He's too good of a player to not have a big game against Seattle. Doesn't mean he's going to score, but I think he will. And then player props. This is my favorite. We got Sam Darnold, who's been playing great, plus 225 passing. Arizona, by the way, going into the game, 30th against the pass. 30th against the pass. So, okay, Darnold plus 225. You got Kenneth Walker, 75 plus rushing. JSN, 75 plus receiving. JSN, 5 plus catches, which is my pick. He ranks second in receiving yards, 5th in receptions. And then you have a ton of Arizona props. To our earlier point, Marvin Harrison Jr., 50 plus receiving. I also like that. And I also liked Trey McBride, 7 plus catches. But my pick is JSN, 5 plus catches. Again, he is second in reception yards, 5th in receptions total. So what do we like?
JSN, 5 plus receptions. We can definitely roll with that one. I think JSN is playing, like you said, he's playing great football. Arizona's pass defense is absolutely atrocious. I don't see it getting any better this week with the run that Sam Darnold's
They're also missing
on.
corners. They have several corners hurt. So.
And JSN playing the way he's playing, I think he's going to clearly have 5 plus receptions. And so, love that pick. We're rolling with that one. Think this can be a great parlay for us.
All right, so we got Seattle, plus 0.5. We should just take the money line. We'll take the half point in case it's a tie. No, they'll take Seattle money line.
Take Seattle money line.
We have
Let's
the Seattle money line. We got Marvin Harrison Jr., anytime touchdown. And we got JSN, 5 plus catches. That is our 3-leg parlay for this week. Love that. Draymond, we got to get to our head-to-head picks. Every week you keep saying you're coming.
Like, come on.
I'm now 7-4 against the spread. You are now 3-8.
That is sports betting for you.
And at some point, you got to believe what's the saying? A person will show you what kind of person they are. You got to take it for face value. There's some kind of loss in translation because I'm not smart enough to explain it. But you have shown that you are a losing better at 3-8 against the spread. Now, it is a relatively small sample size, 3 weeks, 11 games. But I am 7-4. I hope you can start making this competitive.
One second. I got screwed last week.
Wait, we both had the Rams. We had the same bet.
That's a win for me. That's a win for me.
Yeah, but I also lost it, so it doesn't matter.
But you're talking about my overall spread.
Oh, okay.
Like, but that's sports betting though, right? Like
it is.
You get to
that was awful.
Come on, man.
That was terrible. You know what's crazy about that bet? Crazy. I took it in my pool thing, so that sucked for me too. But if they miss the field goal, we still cover because we're getting the hook.
All right.
I wasn't even watching it that second. I don't know what happened. I turned away for a minute, and then I looked at it and I said, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Come on, like, but it's okay. It's week 3, and usually career sports losers get too happy in the beginning, start celebrating,
Which
and
is
then
me.
in the end, it's completely flipped. So, yes, I'm 3-8 in week 3. Everybody here, book it. 3-8, no problem. Watch how this thing turn. Let's go.
Okay, so
If you want money, don't trust Jordan. This thing right now is
if you
fool's
want,
gold.
yeah. Well,
If you
Baltimore,
want-
okay.
If you want some money on this sports betting, this thing right here is fool's gold.
All right, Baltimore at KC. Baltimore is a 2.5-point favorite. So again, second time in 3 weeks, Kansas City is a home dog. They were against the Eagles, and I'm going to take them again. I'm going to take the Chiefs at home against the Ravens, who again, this line's going to move at some point because they're still playing. But 2.5 right now, Ravens favorite at KC.
Ravens favorite 2.5 at KC. It's a tough one.
Very tough.
You're taking the Ravens. No, you're taking
No, I
the
took
Chiefs.
the Chiefs.
You took
Yeah.
the Chiefs. I think Lamar going to go in the Arrowhead and get one this week. I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Okay. Philly at Tampa. This is a great game. Both teams 3-0. Both quarterbacks. Well, Hurts, I thought was better. He was better last week. I still feel like there's another level or two for him to go up, at least, considering what we've seen the last couple of years. Tampa is not only 3-0, but Baker Mayfield has looked. He's looked as good as anyone, maybe other
Yes,
than
he
Josh
has.
Allen
He
and
has.
Lamar. So the reason I bring that up is Tampa is a 3.5-point underdog at home against Philadelphia. I got to take the Bucks.
3.5. I'm gonna take Philly. I think Baker's been playing great, but I don't think he has seen a defensive line that is the Philadelphia
Well,
Eagles, and that
yeah.
pressure is different. And so I will take Philly on this one.
Okay, you're just going against me to go against me.
No, I mean, I just gave you my reasoning why. I think, Baker's been absolutely incredible. I think Baker will
Yeah.
continue to have a great year. I just think this defense, this pressure that
Yeah.
Philly, and by the way, Philly played awful last week. So you don't really
They played awful until fourth quarter, into the
that's
third quarter.
You figure it out at the end. But by all means, you're walking in like, yo, we played awful. Like, what you're walking into that locker room saying is, yo, we played awful, but we found a way to get it done. Like
Right.
you're not like, oh, we played awful, but we had a great fourth quarter. No, we found a way to get it done. But that still does not leave a great taste in your mouth, and they're going to come out ready to go. It's an NFC game. They're on the same coast. This
All right.
I think, this is prime for Philly.
Galvanizing.
So has nothing to do with you, Jordan. This has everything to do with what I think about football.
All right, well, that's fair. This is why is Draymond? Well, I'll tell you why Draymond's talking about football, because the Steelers play in Ireland as a 3-point dog. This is an early game Sunday. I love these games because you wake up, you got football right. It's like I'm back home in the West Coast where you wake up
Absolutely.
at 10 a.m., you get football. So this is an early
Absolutely.
game. Minnesota, a 3-point favorite after a monster performance at home against the Bengals. They put up 50+. Carson Wentz again. I like the Steelers getting 3.
Listen, got to go with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Reason
Calvin
being,
Austin, shout out. Great guest.
he's absolutely incredible guest. But here's another reason why you got to go with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers absolutely hates the Vikings.
He does. I forgot about that.
And A-Rod didn't have a great week last week. We created 5 turnovers and we didn't do much with them. Not happening 2 weeks in a row. A-Rod coming out with a vengeance.
Vengeance.
This is an easy win for my Steelers.
Okay. Finally, last one. Indianapolis. I'm going to say my Indianapolis Colts because I was the only one
and
on
you know
them.
the last thing, Jordan?
What?
There's Steelers fans all over the world. This will be like a Steelers home game.
It will be. I don't believe Ireland's ever hosted hosted an NFL game before. I'm pretty
But
sure they
Ireland
have.
Ireland is a country of tough.
Yes,
They're
and the
going to love the
Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. I like that. Okay, so last one is the Colts. They are 3-0. Daniel Jones, who I told you. Now, I don't even think I thought he was going to be at this level.
Yeah,
Because this
it's been
guy looks like Dan Marino.
amazing. It's crazy.
I mean, he looks like Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
They
it's
are
impressive.
the Colts are a 3.5-point dog at the Rams. This is a tough trip. Always tough to go east to west, west to east. But I don't know, man. I feel like the Colts, there's something special going on there. 3.5. I want to take the Rams because I feel like they're coming off such a tough loss. I would actually ask you then, is there like a little hangover effect when you feel like you got a game stolen away, especially considering the manner in which it happened?
When you don't have great leadership, there is a hangover effect and things start to spiral. When you have great leadership like a Sean McVay, like a Devontae Adams, like a Matthew Stafford, you're pissed off and it goes the opposite way. So I'm definitely going to take the Rams on this one. Home game, everybody's on the Daniel Jones train, which sets him up perfectly to come out and lay a dud. So I'm going to roll with the Rams on this.
Wow. Special. There you have it. Sorry.
Wait, who'd you pick?
Colts. We'll track these picks every week. Of course, I'll continue beating Draymond. They are powered by Fanatics Sportsbook. You can follow along and put your own futures in the Fanatics app. That's a wrap on this week's episode. Thanks again to Calvin Austin III. Unbelievable guest. He brought it. And Draymond, you brought it as well. Any parting thoughts, Draymond?
My parting thoughts are, shout out to Fanatics Sportsbook. I'm on my way back. And I will beat Jordan in my head-to-head. Those
Sounds
are
like
my
a-
parting thoughts. And lastly, Jordan brought on Calvin Austin III, Pittsburgh Steelers. I am happy. I'm excited. Thank you, Jordan. Those are my parting thoughts.
You're welcome, Draymond.
Those are
Hey,
my parting thoughts.
anything for you? Did you get that wine I sent you? You had to have gotten it by now.
I did. Thank you so much. That is a very nice bottle of wine. My security told me today when we got back, they had set it in the wine cellar.
Because the
Thank you,
first
brother.
one
I
was really
appreciate
good,
it.
but I felt like I got to just so I did.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'll have a bottle of wine come to you this week.
No, you don't owe me yet.
Just because of the way I'm getting. I'm 3-8. I'll bounce back, but I'm gonna send you a little something this week.
Wow. Okay. Very kind of you. Subscribe right now on YouTube. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and download Fanatics Sportsbook so you can make your picks along with us. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.